Anuradha Ghodake. Welcome you all in an add-on course, Right, under the Faculty of Arts and Humanities, Department of English, Pratibha College of Commerce and Computer Studies. In this add-on course, Right, four major components: technical writing, business writing, content writing, and creative writing. As we have already taken three components: technical writing, business writing, and content writing. So today I am going to present fourth major components of this an add-on course, creative writing. Right. Add-on course designed and implemented by Department of English, Pratibha College of Commerce and Computer Studies. Today's topic for my presentation is creative writing. Creative writing. What is meant by creative writing? The pure creative writing is any writing that goes outside the bounds of normal, professional, journalistic, academic, or technical forms of literature, typically identified by an emphasis on narrative craft, character development, and the use of literary tropes or the various traditions of poetry and poetics. We are widely well aware about creative writing. It is a form of writing where one can have freedom of writing, freedom of topic, freedom of content, and freedom of emotions. One can write down anything in creative writing. Creative writing can technically be considered any writing of original composition. In this sense, creative writing is a more contemporary and process-oriented, which traditionally named as literature. Now, creative writing, what is the purpose behind the writing of creative writing? The purpose behind writing it, pure entertainment of the readers. It entertains the reader, it entertains the writer. Creative writing helps to express feelings, human emotions, desire through the writing. There are different forms of creative writing where writer can express their views, opinion, expressions, feelings, even nature description, human expression. There are different forms of creative writing. For example, poetry, prose, fiction story, essays, movies, epics, songs, speeches, personal blogs, captions, screenplay, drama, and many more. Autobiographies and many more are the forms of creative writing where one can have choice of writing, one can have freedom of thoughts, one can collect their opinion about such things. Poetry is widely famous form of creative writing. Songs are widely celebrated, enjoyed whenever one is feeling sad, disappointed, or even they are feeling nervous. The creative writing is a choice of writing where one can feel refreshed, one can feel the freedom from all the worries. Now, which techniques we are using for writing creative writing? There are different techniques as writer and reader has the freedom of writing here. So there is no any specific techniques used for it, but these techniques can be used for effective creative writing. They are as follows: character development, plot development, vivid setting, underlying theme, point of view in dialogues, metaphor, similes, figure of speech, imaginative language, emotional appeal, and heavy description. These are few techniques which used for creative writing. In creative writing, one can elaborate the character, one can describe about the theme, one can point out about their views on a certain topic. There are heavy description of different things. Emotional appeal is one of the key component of this creative writing. Characteristic of creative writing. There are different characteristics for creative writing. Creative writing is usually taught in a workshop format rather than seminar style. There are different characteristics of creative writing. The major part of creative writing is it is self-created, so it is unique one. Although the idea might be inspired, one can get idea for writing, creative writing from nature, from any personality or anything which admire them for writing, which inspired them for writing. There may be inspiration behind it, but writing is on their own. Creative writing is for general audience or for masses, even from early age. For kids, so there are different types of creative writings. Creative writings like stories, songs, which we use to entertain the child. When a kid, a baby used to cry, creative writing, creative work such as stories, songs, mother used to sing to the baby, which really likes to the kid. The creative writing entertains people as it has poetry or some illustrations or another idea. Poetry is the major form of creative writing which we know from ancient time. Many poetry, epic songs, novels, drama written here which entertain the audience, which give inspiration to the readers. The creative writing, one can go with slang or evocative phrases or even something which can be perceived well by the audience. Humor, satire might be useful essence in creative writing. There are different use of figure speech. Many figure speech, many similes, and many humoristic dialogues used in creative writing. The purpose of creative writing is purely to entertainment. So it may be happen that the language, the characteristic of this writing is we used imaginative scenery and satirical language. Language used in creative writing. There is no such a boundary for creative writing. One can use playful with language. One can use cleverly language. Creative writing involves playful but rigorous work with language. Imaginary language used by poets, novelists, and other writers to create images in the mind of the reader. To give better impression, to give exact expression of what writer wants to convey. Writer can use different types of languages here. He can create vivid description, give kind of setting where the image of writing can be made in the mind of reader, which inspire him or which entertain him. The basic purpose of creative writing is to inspire. Figurative and metaphorical language to improve the reader's experience through their senses. The language behind writing, creative writing, is figurative, metaphorical, different figure speech used here, different artistic work used here. There is no such a kind of boundary or such a kind of limitation to write down the creative writing. But the purpose is to entertain, the basic purpose to find your voice through your expressions. Find your voice, inner voice, express your inner voice through the creative writing. For example, J.K. Rowling, who is a creator of Harry Potter. Harry Potter, totally imaginative based creative writing. The basic purpose behind this writing is to entertain kids, is to inspire kids. The creative language, the language used for creative writing is imaginative, it's sometimes figurative, it takes a kind of language which is used freely for the expression, for expressing the ideas, views of writer which he wants to convey, for giving exact impression of what he wants to create the image. He used playful with the language. Now, for what purpose we are using this creative writing? Creative writing helps in various levels of language learning like grammar, vocabulary, phonetic and discourse. Creative writing can make understanding better. With the help of creative writing, many rigid and many difficult concepts can be understood very well. Kids and children are like to use this creative writing for understanding. It promotes language play. That is, it motivates learners to play with language in their own creative style. Through language play, learners can be unmindful of the risk and just explore, experiment, and manipulate the language. Creative writing we widely use for as the purpose behind it to entertain, to entertain the reader. Creative writing is a form of writing where creativity is at the forefront of its purpose. Through using imagination, through use of creativity and innovation in order to tell a story through strong written visual with an emotional impact like poetry, writing, short story, novels and many more. Through the language play, learners can be learn creativity, innovations. It promotes the reader to write something. It inspires the reader for writing creativity. Creative writing exercises also offers benefit to writers that are often overlooked and overdone, especially in the world that's shifting towards rigid, standardized, test and data-driven work. So, creative writing is a kind of thing which refreshes the dull mind. Creative writing gives freedom of writing. Creative writing gives freedom of topics. And that's why anyone can express their own views, desire, expression, and opinion about anything very clearly through creative writing. Creative writing stimulates the right and left brain as it contains many activities, playful use of language. So, when one is using creative writing, when it's trying to practice creative writing, the readers and learners left and right brain to think beyond what is merely possible and can promote a balanced thinking. Creative writing is a kind of writing where one can experimenting with a text of various kind. It also creative style used it so that innovative creativity develops for the writers. And if we use creative writing activities for kids, their imagination power, their creativity also develops likewise. They come closer to imaginative skill and can also intuitively learn how to adapt it in their language usage. Now, it is not only useful for the writing creatively, but it also child kids, students can use these activities for their other subjects also. They try to adopt this practice for other subjects to make the subject to make them understand easily. Expository writing can be improved on a large scale through creative writing. To make self-choice and creating expressive piece at free will. Creative writing allows you to clarify your thoughts as well as your emotions. Now, for example, if you are a marketer typing to develop your next marketing campaign package, you would write a short story in which your target customer reads your promotional emails. You can imagine what they are doing, where they are sitting, what's surrounding them, etc. This allows you to narrow down the language and tactic use of language, which also inspire, means even it's the form of language, but you can use it for market strategies or different subjects to make them understand easily. It attract the customers, it attract the readers, so that the tactic use of creative writing for an advertisement, for promotions, and for the understanding of difficult subjects, creative writing used very widely. It not only create understanding easy, but it also create an impression of the particular thing in the mind of reader. Now, as we all well aware with academic writing, what differences we are having in academic writing and creative writing? Creative writing, the basic difference in creative writing and in academic writing is the difference of style. Style is the chief characteristic feature and difference between academic writing and creative writing. In academic writing, questions must be answered, whereas in creative writing need not to adhere to any specific style or parameter. But in academic writing, it needs structured and executed adhering to the series of guidelines. There is a fixed style and fixed writing script of academic writing. Creative writing allows more personal expression, whereas academic writing has certain rules and regulations. Academic writing requires more factual evidence for support and present challenges, such as the pressure of time and many more. The part of differences between creative writing and other kinds of writing is the use of language. Creative writing doesn't only deal with factual information or uses of language to communicate flat meanings. It has colorful language in creative writing. Images, stories, and feelings are both source and methodology. So that in creative writing, the freedom of choice of language is the basic difference between academic writing and creative writing. In academic writing, it must be written so that specific audience can enjoy it. But creative writing is No bar for specific audience. It can be enjoyed by anyone, those they read it. Creative writing is inspired, artistic, and entertains with word, picture, concepts, and deep meaning. It inspired by the certain things, and it always inspired to the reader also. It refreshes the mind of reader. It creates an impression of a written work in the mind of readers. Whereas academic writing is rigid, procedural, purposed purely to convey knowledge, data, and information. Academic writing requires more factual evidence for support, whereas creative writing is no requirement of any purposes or any evidence. It can be imaginative, it can be uh, enjoyable. It is enjoyable to read, it touches us while teaching us. It's or in academic writing, it's orderly, organized, system based, and it follows a formula. Sometimes academic writing can be dull because of its organized and systematic way. It conveys mostly data and information which contains proof and evidence. Creative writing may get you published, but academic writing rarely get published. Academic writing must be taught, whereas creative writing also sometimes it used to taught in classroom teaching. The The key to good compare and contrast is creative writing is to choose two or more subjects. Here, some key features are used for creative writing, for effective use of creative writing. Most important, imaginary. Imaginary is language which used by poets, novelists. We can say writers are using imaginary language for creative writing to create images in the mind of readers. The purpose behind it is to purely entertainment, purely refreshing the mind, to convey the meaning, convey the opinion which writer wants to convey, the message. It sometimes mentioned through the images, includes figurative and metaphorical language to improve the reader's experience through their senses. For example, in the novel The Old Man and the Sea, where the fish is a kind of thing which is a symbol uh, of the victory, of the struggle for existence of the old man. Old man is symbolizes the struggle which we are doing throughout our life. Sensory. The writer's ability to create a gripping and memorable story has much to do with engaging our five senses. As the image of writing, of creative writing, is created in the mind of readers so that sensory is most important key feature for writing, creative writing. Writer's ability, a writer uses five senses for that is touch, feel, smell and taste. They are using it very cleverly to make better impression on the mind of readers. Now there are so many different strategies are used for creative writing. Creative writing is like mind mapping, brainstorming, looping, free writing, outlining, clustering. These are strategies which improves, not only improves the creative writing, but also it helps to make difficult subject understand very well. Mind map. A mind map is a diagram for representing tasks, words, concepts, or atoms linked to and arranged around a central concept or subject using a non-linear graphical layout that allows the user to build an intuitive framework around a central concept. Now, the mind map, here is the diagram of mind map. How this mind map can help us to understand a complicated topic, a difficult concept to understand easily. Mind map helps to outline an interactive and creative chapter. A mind map is a visual, organized information. Mind map is hierarchical and shows relationship among pieces of the whole. It is often created around a single concept, drawn as an image in the center of a blank page, to which associated representations of ideas such as images, words, and parts of words are added. Major ideas are connected directly to the central concept, and other ideas branch out from those major ideas. Means one single idea, the center point of the page, and which is correlated, which shows the relations with different ideas. Mind maps can also be drawn by hand, either as notes during a lecture, meeting, or planning sessions. For example, as higher quality picture when more times it's available. Mind maps are considered to be a type of spider diagram. A similar concept in the similar concept with the help of this mind mapping, which correlated for the difficult subject to understand it very easily. Next major strategy which used for teaching difficult subject understand very easily. Creative writing, that is brainstorming. Brainstorming, this is the process Brainstorming is a group creativity technique by which efforts are made to find a conclusion for a specific problem. It gathered the list of ideas spontaneously contributing by its members. In other words, brainstorming is a situation where a group of people meet to generate new ideas and solutions around a specific domain of interest by the removing inhibitions. People are able to think more freely and they suggest as many spontaneous new ideas as possible. All the ideas are noted down without criticism, and after the brainstorming session, the ideas are evaluated. This process where natural thinking processes gathers your brain's energies into a storm. All these collected ideas create creative writing. It encourages all the writers to write something. You can transform these energies into written words or diagrams that will lead to live vibrant writing. Now, for example, start with a word or two and write down the first words that come to mind. Do not overthink the process. When you are not thinking and which word comes in your mind first, you have to write down the word or two words. After that, you should be surprised at the words that pop into your head. Particularly as you get warmed up, the goal is to find those hidden words that people associated with a topic that you don't immediately think of. Now, here I have given a diagram, a picture of brainstorming where a person is starting with a idea. Maybe that is a kind of problem. Then jump out to the other, create the character who has the problem. Again, next, describe why the problem matters to the character. Then again jump out. The next, what is the outstrap that holds them back from solving the problem. Again, list the attempt made to solve the problem. Then maybe the least attempts for solving the solutions for solving the problems, may you get 1, 2, 3 or many more. Create a critical turning point. Now, likewise, show what happens next. When all these series goes on, all this sequence goes on, the solution, the conclusion creates really nice impression on the readers. It is a really nice activity which encourages for the brain activity. Clustering is a type of pre-writing. It's a type of pre-writing that allows Clustering is a type of pre-writing that allows a writer to explore many ideas as soon as they occur to them. Clustering is a task of dividing the population or data points into a number of groups such that data points in the same groups are more similar to other data points in the same group than those in other groups. Like brainstorming or free association, clustering allows a writer to begin without clear idea. Spontaneously, whichever ideas comes in your mind, that you have to write down here. To begin to cluster, choose a word that is central to the assignment. And here I have given one example. Favorite room, window, comfortable furniture, be closest and quiet. Clustering is unsurprised. Clustering is a machine that learning method of identifying and grouping similar data points in larger data sheets without concerning for the specific outcomes. Now, free writing adds creative writing, encourages free writing. There is no boundaries of writing, or there is no such a kind of limitations for writing. Free writing is another good technique in your pre-writing stage, where one can try for the creative writing. With the help of free writing, one can make easy to understand the difficult concept, complex situations, and complex things. Give yourself a limited amount of time. You are free to write about anything. When you are free to write about anything, the spontaneity of your thoughts, the way which you are getting the thoughts, the concept, the topic, when you are trying to write down it in a given time, that considered as free writing. Even if you cannot think of anything, write I cannot write or anything else until something comes to your mind. Don't focus on spelling, grammar or function. When you are writing freely, that spellings, grammar or punctuations are not becoming the boundaries for your writing. Now, free writing is a kind of thing which has traditionally been seen in many Gurukul and many early stages. It used for writing, or it used for writing essays and for developing the concept of writing concept of a child. It used as free writing in early ages of kids. The purpose behind free writing is to overcome the writing blocks. Sometimes students are having nervousness, sometimes students are having a kind of complex in their mind that they are not able to write properly. This free writing gives a kind of encouragement for these kids to write something, and when they are writing something, when they are reading it, that time it really encourages them that they are also able to write something. It encourages them with the continuous practice of free writing. There definitely can be a good creative writer. They can use their creativity, they can explore their innovations in creative writing. Now, looping. Looping is a kind of free writing technique that allows you to increasingly focus your ideas in trying to discover a writing topic. It motivates to creative writing. Looping is a thing where one can loop one another concept, one another topic, which comes directly in their mind, and it creates a nice content of writing. For example, you loop 5 to 10 minutes free writing after another. Continuous practice of free writing. One another 5 to 10 minutes free writing. So you have a sequence of free writing, each more specific than the other. The same rule that apply to free writing apply to looping. Write quickly, do not edit, and do not stop. When you are using this looping system continuously, you can have a nice, creative, unique, and innovative picture of your writing. It encourages to the reader to write down some creativity. It encourages the writer to write something nice, something great. So this is about creative writing. Creative writing is basic purpose for the writing of creatively for the development, overall development. It also encourages entertain the people, and sometimes it is fictional or non-fictional, but it always aims to entertain the reader. All the forms and all the elements of creative writing are always been traditionally celebrated from ancient time. Now, creative writing can be written or can be written in any aspect. Basically, creative writing is the original composition, and so that it's unique one. It senses creativity. It gives inspiration for innovation. It gives freedom of thoughts. It gives freedom for reading the literature and the different types of writing, other genres of literature. Creative writing is artistic one. It expresses the expression which used here, draws the imagination which convey the feelings of a writer, and so that it is widely celebrated by the readers and the authors. Authors are also writing it and readers are reading it as a hobby, as a source of entertainment. So for today's session, I am concluding it with creative writing is a major form which is from ancient time used by the readers and the authors for writing in different way. In ancient time, we used as poetry, epic, stories, short stories, long stories. In modern days, it transformed the phase of creative writing in personal blogs, autobiographies, some used as captions for their status, and in different ways they are using it. The face continuously getting changed, but the sense of creative writing, the sense of entertainment, the main purpose behind writing creative writing is considered as the same. It gives freedom for writing. It gives freedom of writing to the reader, and so that it always encourages author to write creatively, and it also helps to inspire the reader. So this much for today's session. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So likewise, we have ended here the last component of an add-on course, Write Right with creative writing. Thank you so much.